Hey, true believers, this is Dr. T, and I am surrounded by boxes of graded comics that I have not opened yet. These have been piling up for some time. I did not purchase these all at once, but they are ready to be opened. I mean, I don't know if any of you have done this before, but you start to order things, and in my case, I wait to shoot a video, but whether I get around to it or not determines if they just sit on the floor next to this desk for months. And some of these, it has been months. Again, this is like an entire school year. I'm a high school teacher. This is an entire school year of just graded books. I don't buy a lot of them, in my opinion. It's not a lot, but I buy the ones that I want. And so we're just going to get into these and see what we have. My collecting these days is quite selective. I think once upon a time I might have just, I like that, let me grab that book. You know, who doesn't want to collect some Thor and some Hulk and, you know, some amazing Spider-Man, and I've just had to decide, no, I'm going to have to really stay with the things that I love the most, because, as many of you know, when you start collecting action figures, and in my case, some statues, some Mondo X-Men statues, can't spread myself too thin. But these books that I have in these boxes, and honestly, some of them, I don't even know if I remember what all of these are, but I think I have a good idea. So, yeah. They're waiting to come out in their new home. Well, this sticky note is just kind of... Yeah, there's a sticky note. Is that underneath? I think that sticky note is underneath the slab. Or underneath the... Yeah, the sticky note was on the slab underneath the bag. And now it has some sort of film that's got stuck to the slab, which is great. I'll have to get that off. So this is a Wolverine Volume 3, number 66, the fourth printing of the first appearance of Old Man Logan. And they have a bunch of these covers that are connected covers that spell out Wolverine on them. And so, yeah, cover combines with Wolverine 67, third print, 68, third print, 69, second print, and 70th, fourth print to form a single image. And so, that fourth printing, my favorite story ever is this Old Man Logan story. I think that's my favorite comic story ever to read. So here's a poly bag. We're just gonna... The other one, that was Mylar for a graded book. This is a poly bag. We're gonna get rid of this and put it into a fresh Mylar. So we're gonna throw that on the ground. And here is the second printing of number 68 in the Old Man story. There's Logan driving, let's see. There's quite a glare. There's Logan driving through what used to be the United States of America, now broken up into territories amongst the many villains, but very cool. I have the first appearance of Old Man Logan. I have almost the whole run in 9/8, 9/6, and this is the third issue of that story with the older CGC label. Two of those. Yeah, this was, I forget if I bought these outright or if it was an auction, but these came from Ontario, Canada, in Hamilton. Oh, if you have not had the opportunity to read the Old Man story, you got to go after these because that's fantastic. This is the second print of issue number 69. So the fourth issue in this, and here's one of those connected covers. I mean, I'm just taking a look at this thing. I've never owned these. I don't even own the raw copies of these, but to have them graded for, it was a decent price, or I wouldn't have picked them up for sure. Definitely don't have to have these books, but figured if it's my favorite comic storyline ever, why not? Some of these slabs are a little musty. They've got dust on them. They've got some scuffs that can probably be wiped off, but maybe I'll get around to cleaning them. I don't know. All right. So there's the Old Man Logan pickup. Now into the next box. I definitely would not recommend holding on to boxes before opening all of them. You have to just trust the seller that everything's going to be okay, because if you do spot a problem, after this many months, I cannot say, hey, I bought a graded book from you back in September. I just opened it, and, there's a problem. No, you can't do that. So kind of get myself stuck here, but you have to trust who you're buying from, and most of these are, all of these are either trusted Instagram sellers or eBay with high ratings. I wouldn't buy from anybody with less than a 99 or 98 on eBay. Ooh, I think this is from the same person, just a different auction. I just don't remember. Is this from the same? Yeah, it's from the same person. Yeah, same person. Different auction. I wish these were not on the actual slab. Then I've got to go into the slab and take it off. See, there's the sticky note. Yeah, here's another Old Man Logan book. In a graded Mylar bag. And yeah, that's issue 70, the third printing with a sketch cover. I don't want to spoil this for you of what this is right here. But Wolverine, here it shows him fighting some of his worst villains. We've got Omega Red and Sabretooth on the cover. Lots of blood. But he isn't actually fighting Sabretooth and Omega Red. This is one of the tragic elements, actually, of this story. So yeah, issues 66 through 72 are the Old Man Logan story. And then giant size Wolverine #1 wraps up the whole story when he fights the Hulk gang and the Hulk, Bruce Banner. Yeah, this was one of the this type of slab. This is one of the no QR code, so this is probably a slab that's 7 or 8 years old, which is fine. I have a bunch of those. But yeah, just some Old Man Logan pickups. Those of you that have seen a number of my videos kind of know what I like to collect. A lot of Wolverine, a lot of X-Men. I have some Captain America stuff. I still have some Thor stuff. Bunch of Beta Ray Bill, first appearance, second appearance books. But a lot of X-Men, a lot of Wolverine. My dad is actually here visiting us right now, and he is the reason why I ever got into comics in the first place. He had a bunch of comics from 79 to 86 that I would have read as a kid, as like a 7-8-year-old in the early 90s. And he bought them to read them, not to collect them, not to make sure they were in nice condition, didn't bag or board them. I ended up bagging and boarding all of his books as a teenager, and now I have all of them, and he is here from out of town visiting us. He's actually with our 4 kids right now at at a family fun center called Boondocks, doing miniature golf and go-karting and arcade and bowling and things like that. And this was a great Wolverine pickup right here. This is X-Men 207. Just a classic Wolverine cover. You can find a lot of Wolverine t-shirts with this. And yeah, Chris Claremont's story, John Romita Jr. and Dan Green cover and art. Be kind of nice to get this signed one day. know John Romita Jr. has signings. Dan Green, I'm not sure. But this would be one of those books. Just a fantastic cover. Some of these classic Wolverine covers, you read the story and they're fine, but it's not. There's a lot to be said for these covers. But I do have, I believe, a raw copy of this. Might even be from my dad's actual physical collection. And I was right. My dad did buy this off the rack in 1986. That's why it's a newsstand. Would have been at a 7-Eleven or in Southern California what they call an AM/PM or something like that. Stopped in at a gas station, went in, bought a comic book. None of his books are minty, I can tell you that. This is all mid-grade stuff, well-read, 5.0, 6s, you know, fine minus range, but presents really well. And the poly bag, if you see right there, is wavy because I must have bagged this thing back in 1999, 2000, 2001. And yeah, the poly bags will do this over the period of a quarter century. But he had all of these books in just, I don't even know what they were in, boxes. And then we started buying comic boxes to put them in. But they were just exposed, and then I bagged and boarded them. And it's nice to have the paired, yes, a direct edition, but a 9.8 with this raw copy that my dad would have picked up. Super! Jeez, this one is, I mean, all these are from months ago. Months ago. And this one is not the exception. This up from somebody who shipped it to me from Las Vegas. I do not remember what's in here. Ooh, a little thank you for supporting my small business. A little thank you sticker. You are welcome. Who doesn't like to save bubble wrap? I have a whole area in this back room off of this basement here that has all the bubble wrap, all the packing supplies. Oh, that's right. This is just this is just the bag that it comes in when CGC sends it to you. So we'll get it in a nice Mylar bag. That's right. I knew I had it in here, but I didn't know this was the box. This is X-Men Facsimile Edition number 1, April 2025. Unknown Comics Foil Edition F, Care Andrews cover. Reprints of X-Men number 1, MegaCon 2025 exclusive. And it does pair with another one of these facsimiles. I just love that foil cover. I'm not a big foil cover person, but I have all of the covers of X-Men number 1 from 1991, the special edition, and covers A, B, C, and D. Or they're A, B, C. Maybe it just covers A, B, and C, and then the special edition cover. And this kind of is just meant to pair with those. And as an X-Men fan, this was just really cool. But there's one more cover that has the other. Is this the Gold Team? The other, yeah, this is the X-Men Gold Team, I'm pretty sure. And then the other one has the Blue Team, which has Cyclops and Psylocke and Beast and Rogue and Gambit. But here we have the Gold Team. Super nice foil cover, though. Don't really go for these, but this one had to. I had to buy it. No, I didn't, but I wanted to buy it. And that's fun. Now here's the last box. I am so glad this stack of boxes that has been over here for months is now going to be done. This is going to be a puzzle to get this open. This thing is taped all around. This is as secure with the fragile sticker as secure as can be. Imperial Comics, Texas. It was 2 taped together. There were 2. I don't know what two were in here. Nicely packaged. Sure takes a while to open it when it's like this, but I guess better safe than sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I got it. Now I know it was in here. Look at that cool sticker. Imperial Comics. It's like a Death Star. They must be Star Wars fans. The Imperialists. Look at that. Join the Empire. Right there. You want to join Imperial Comics Empire? I'll leave that QR code right there for you. Yeah, this was really good. This book is fairly pricey in a 9.8. I thought, you know what? We're just going to do the 9.6. White pages, 9.6. Classic cover. I have at least 2 t-shirts. Oh, this was an Elite Comics sale on Instagram that I picked up. I made an offer, got a great deal on these 2 books. I'm having a hard time even remember what the second book was, but it was a pretty good deal on the offer that they accepted. Chris Claremont story, John Bolton art, Arthur Adams cover. This is a classic X-Men artwork by Arthur Adams. Would be fantastic to get this signed. Yeah, back cover pinup by John Bolton. And then the front by Arthur Adams. There's the back pinup. But yeah, classic X-Men #1. My dad has is classic X-Men number 2, 3, 4, a few of those, but did not have this classic X-Men #1. But yeah, absolutely love that team artwork. You have so many. You've got that's probably Thunderbird, maybe that's Warpath, but probably Thunderbird, who died in X-Men 95. And then Angel, Sunfire, Banshee, Polaris, Havoc, Marvel Girl, right? Just fantastic. Pair this with, yeah, like I said, I have 2 t-shirts that have this Arthur Adams artwork on them. Oh, that's right. Here is X-Men 124 from 1979, Chris Claremont story, John Byrne and Terry Austin art, Dave Cockrum and Terry Austin cover in a 9.6. Got both of these at a really fantastic price. I am trying slowly, very slowly, to get Giant Size X-Men 1 through Uncanny X-Men 142. I have 129 through 142, that whole Dark Phoenix saga storyline. And then I have 94, Giant Size 1. I have 95. I think I have 99. I have 101, 102. Yeah, 101, 102, 109. Just some mixed in there, and this is now trying to get like 120. I have 121, first full appearance of Alpha Flight. I do not have the 120 of the cameo appearance of Alpha Flight, even though they're on the cover. But yeah, we're trying to get that whole X-Men run of what I consider to be the great X-Men run, in my biased opinion. But yeah, true believers, lots of fun Wolverine and X-Men. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And comics for life.